Look at that. Live on YouTube is Taco Talk. The return of the Taco Talk. All right, so I'm trying a couple things for my final assignment. So we're just gonna turn this one into a Taco Talk. And today's Taco Talk is about the power of self-talk. I have a couple visual aids right here, but because I'm live on YouTube, I don't want to do any like copyright infringement type of stuff. So I'm just going to talk about it without showing it. Um, one of the many tools that I use is a journal by the Me journaling system called The Power of Self Talk. There's a bunch of them in the catalog. I should have looked up on whether or not I can hold it up. At any rate, I'm not going to do no graphic that covers it and all that stuff. We'll just get right into it. So, um, again, Justin, Chef Elvis here. I have some notes I'm going to pull up right here. All right, today we're talking about something we do all day, every day, whether we realize it or not, and that's talk to ourselves. I'm an 80s baby, and I remember back in the day, if you got caught talking to yourself, you were called all types of different things. So that's not the case anymore. Whenever I'm talking to myself, is because I need expert advice. That is actually not a joke. I just make it sound funny. Our inner voice can either build us up or break us down. And in recovery, that voice matters the most. It kind of guides how we're feeling, right? Self-talk equals our internal dialogue. How are we feeling and what are we talking to ourselves about? It happens automatically, and it's often shaped by the trauma that we've either going through or have faced due to our environment or our past experiences or all of the above. So super duper important. And I know I can't see you, you can't see me because this is a live video, but it's gonna get a little interactive here. Raise your hand if you have ever done that. Let me see. Raise your hand if you have ever. We're gonna pretend this is a shelf, right? Raise your hand if you've ever knocked something over and said, "Oh shit, what an asshole," or "What a dummy." Right? Most of us have done it in our lifetimes. So that's my example of what not to do. So if we do that and we're constantly telling ourselves, "What a dumbass," "Oh shit, I'm an idiot," subconsciously, we're not really understanding what sarcasm is. We may think that we do, but we don't. I am going to read this quote to you by Bruce Lee, and it goes, where'd it go? Oh no. That's okay, we're live. We take all the time in the world. Here we go. Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your words are powerful, and they cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, is how words that we choose kind of mold and dictate and shape the supportive environment that we need to thrive. And so if we're constantly being negative about ourselves, or we're interfacing negatively with others, we're creating a negative and hostile environment for ourselves. We could have all the excuses in the world of why something else is completely negative. We must remain positive about it. Once we become negative, we are feeding into and then becoming a part of the negative aspect of the very thing, right? Those are the kind of key concepts that we want to stay away from. It's very hard to, because we live in a very negative society. Everything is bullshit, right? We go on social media, mainstream media, mainstream, news and all that stuff. Instead of talking about all the things, they just want to pound us with politics. Okay. Perpetuate division amongst people. That's negative. What about the positive things? Hey, they're opening up a new exhibit at the Arboretum, or the rhododendron garden is having a festival, or things of that nature, right? Like, give us an all-encompassing kind of overview of what's going on in life. But we don't get that. We get a bunch of negativity all on our devices and everywhere. And so it becomes increasingly hard because, we're plugged into these things so much. So having a positive interface and positive reaction to all this negativity in itself is challenging. We need to get creative. And so that's individuals like myself. I have a little bit of personality, when you know that, right? I do things like I wear bow ties. I wear funky hats that have interesting, colorways. These are not the Dodgers uniform colors. This is a custom hat. I like to do, things like that, exploring my artistic ability and being artistic. Let me explore that. That brings me joy because I know that about myself. I will explore things that will bring me joy more than I will explore things that will create negativity in my life. Now, we don't want to get that confused with dopamine mining, because now we're chasing joy all the way to the point where all we're doing is trying to make sure that we're doing stuff that makes us feel good. And anything in excess is bad for our health. You start dopamine mining and you start doing all these things that are constantly getting you excited, right? What goes up must come down. Remember that. A couple of other things. Let's see. Situation and events as it correlates to feelings and behaviors. Again, surrounding ourselves in an environment that's healthy, that's conducive to feeling good about ourselves, but maybe not necessarily giving us hits, from the pleasure centers, right? We don't need that to be at rest or to be sedentary and then have that be pleasing to us is just enough. We don't have to always be engaging in something, again, that is giving us pleasure. That's dopamine mining. Is your self-talk working for you? Again, what is it that you're doing? How are you interfacing with it? I know individuals that go to a baseball game and they swear that I'm a Dodgers fan, and we used to go to Dodgers games and they swear up and down that they were Dodgers fans, but you want to know what? They were grumpy and miserable the entire game. Why? I don't know. I just could not tell you. Could not tell you. All right. Practicing self-talk instructions. There's a bunch of them. Are we talking about utilizing self-talk because you're having an issue with feeling like that you want to use? You want to drink? You want to use some drugs? You feel like getting high? What is it that you need to tell yourself? That's where you need to be brave and understand that it's not corny to tell yourself, okay, hold on a minute. I'm not fucking doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this today. No. The more and more that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and hold ourselves accountable, the stronger we get and the better we get at doing it. The less our cravings come around. Why? Because our subconscious, where that battle is being fought, is already preloaded with, okay, well, hold on, I'm not going to go get loaded. I'm going to do this instead. You know what? I'd rather. And that's what it turns into. I would rather. And I would rather sit around and do homework than sit around and get high. I would rather go do some yard work. I would rather many things that we could do rather than substances. Expecting rewards. Don't expect a reward. Raise your hand again. I can't see anybody. Raise your hand if you ever heard the phrase, nobody's coming. Yeah, no one's coming. Let me read it. Right. Don't expect a reward. Right? Nobody's coming. Do it because you're just supposed to do it. Because it feels good and it's the right thing to do. Not even in that order. But do it because it's the right thing to do. Seeking relief. That goes with really digging your heels into your self-talk, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about relief. It's about relief and maybe even release. Is it substances? What is it? Is it OCD? Is it mental health? Is it cutting? Is it sex? Is it food? Is it video games? Is it like, what is it? Is it a problem? Just because you do something that's, your hobby or your habit that somebody else doesn't like doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem. Is it consuming, your very well-being? Well, then that's a problem. Does it take priority over your priorities and your obligations? Are you doing this very thing instead of working, instead of chores, instead of self-care, hygiene, right? If it's taking over your every being, then maybe it's time to reevaluate your priority in it, which goes into justifying your use. What are you doing? Is it using drugs? Is it smoking pot? Is it drinking a beer? Is it slamming a gram of heroin? Is it smoking the bubble or the pickle, whatever you like to call it? What is it? Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? If it's bad for you, why are you justifying it? Right? And then emphasizing the negative. Oh, this is the worst thing that could have happened to me. No, it isn't the worst thing that could have happened to you. You could have been walking down the street and a fucking anvil could have fell out of a skyrise, building, a high-rise building under your fucking head and killed you. That's probably the worst that could happen. And even then, some people don't think that that's the worst thing that could happen. People say that that's the easy way out. The worst thing that could happen is that your family could suffer while you sat back and watched. That could even be even worse. So remember, right? There are things that are worse. There are many things that are worse. Don't make that do not turn a molehill into a mountain. Oftentimes we do that. Why? We're hungry, angry, lazy, tired, or we're whatever these other acronyms are, but we've come to a place where we've reached a peak of exhaustion in an area that has kept us from allowing access to critical thinking skills. Blaming. She made me so mad I lost control. This job is so hard, it drives me to drink. He makes me crazy. All of these things are interesting ways that people illustrate how their interface with people or how their interface with things make them feel. We automatically assign that person or thing to the very thing that makes us in turn feel, and that's impossible. We're responsible for our choices. Remember that. It even says it right here. I want to flash the screen and show it, but I'm not going to. Use all or nothing self-talk. No one ever even cares about what I have to say in group. I'll never be able to stop drinking and using drugs. That's absolutes. Only Siths speak in absolutes. Don't do that. Practice your self-talk strategies. I'm going to close out with that. Practicing your self-talk strategies means doing it at every turn possible. Being self-aware is the first thing that you need to do in order to apply self-talk. I need to be so aware of myself that I know that when I bump into something, I'm going to say, oh, what an idiot. And I'm going to catch myself, and I'm not even going to let myself say it. I'm going to stop for a minute if I have to, and I'm going to go, ow, that hurt. Or I need to be more, oh, man, I need to be more careful. Rewriting our script and making sure that the script that we lay down is in a positive manner, but also, don't lie to yourself, right? Don't be foolish. Don't be negative to the effect of you're so positive that you're just lying and you're full of shit. No, be truthful, be honest. Keep it positive. Do I need to address things that are negative by trying to put a positive twist on them? Well, no. Life is hard right now. But instead of saying life is hard right now, I'm faced with a few challenges, but I won't get through them. It's all about reframing it. I have a fracture on my foot. I catered a wedding over the weekend and my grill fell on my foot. And I haven't told anybody. I know for a fact I have a fracture. I can see it. I can feel it. I can't bend my foot the way that it needs to bend when I walk normally. I'm very, very, very accustomed to fracturing and breaking hands, fingers, phalanges, meaning fingers and toes, and my feet. It's a very specific feeling that happens when you get a fracture or a break. And I know that I fractured it, but am I going to say anything? No. Why? because it isn't that important to me to have a doctor tell me that I just need to stay off my foot and put my foot up. I know that I need to do that anyways. What am I going to bother anybody else about it for? It does. It's it's not conducive to getting shit done. I got shit that I need to do. So, ow, and it just cracked. And the secondary point that I was going to make about it, I lost. And it's okay because I saw that I was over the 15-minute mark and it left the building just like Elvis. All right. Thank you for your time. Oh, yeah, this was a taco talk. Well, I tacoed and I talked. There's my taco. What's for dinner tonight? Let me see. What did I have? I had one of those bulldog ramens. Did I turn it into a taco? I took bread and I folded it in half and I threw it in there. Some would call it a sandwich, but I'm calling it a taco. Why? Because I moved the bread diagonal. There you go. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know. It wasn't much. It's for a homework assignment, but it's also to, warm up the chops. And then I get to do all the audio testing and all the fun stuff afterwards. And yeah, we'll see what the metrics look like.